Since its first release in 2014, Shovel Knight has become something of a cultural phenomenon in video games. The original game is a retro-style action platformer backed by an extremely successful Kickstarter campaign that included a treasure trove of free downloadable content released over 5 years, including 3 complete campaign expansions and a multiplayer fighting game, all rolled into a single package of incredible value. Since then, Shovel Knight has become synonymous with success. The character himself has made a ridiculous amount of cameos in other video games. The series has an entire set of amiibos, was turned into a tabletop board game, and even had a DLC crossover event with Arby's. An action-based puzzle game called Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon was released in 2021, sporting an all-new look and a completely different style of gameplay. And now, 8 years after his original adventure, the Blue Hero is back again for an all-new action game that takes its platformer roots in literally a new direction, with roguelite elements, fast-paced gameplay, and the familiar charm that made the original so great. I love Shovel Knight. I think it stands as an iconic milestone for the development of indie games. It delivered the entire package with a huge variety of gameplay, incredibly nostalgic graphics and audio, and lovable characters in a massively expanded storyline. The developers at Yacht Club Games have consistently set a very high quality standard for the series, and they haven't let me down yet. So does their new roguelite spinoff continue the trend, or does it fall short of my expectations? Let's find out. The story begins with our hero relaxing by the campfire when he's suddenly interrupted by Drill Knight, who steals his bag of treasure and dives deep underground. Shovel Knight jumps in after him and soon discovers an evil plot to uncover an ancient relic that could collapse the entire world around them. It's a simple story that serves as a prequel to the original game, but it's the fast-paced gameplay, familiar characters, and beautiful retro graphics that really shine in Shovel Knight Dig. After a short opening cutscene, the game takes no time at all to let you literally jump right in, and from the moment you do, your objective is pretty clear. You dig! By shoveling through the ground, your goal is to reach the bottom of each biome and defeat its boss, moving downward through multiple levels, each split into 3 sections with a boss at the end. Each section is made up of randomly arranged pre-designed areas, making each run different but still giving you some familiarity to plan out a strategy for each section. Most of your run is spent heading downwards and occasionally switching to a side-scrolling view. Boss arenas are randomly laid out as well, forcing a different approach at each attempt. Secret areas are scattered throughout every level where you can find treasure chests and shops to purchase new sub-weapons, accessories, and temporary upgrades, and collecting golden gears lets you restore your health or unlock new items between each section of the biome. Enemies and hazards are everywhere, and Shovel Knight has his familiar attacks and strategies to dispose of and avoid each one. But you've got to keep moving, or a giant spinning saw blade will chase you down, bringing instant death if it touches you. The gameplay is fast and fun, requiring a good balance of speed and strategy in order to survive. If you die, you'll lose all of your collected items, some of your currency, and start back on the surface. Here you have access to a campsite where you can unlock items that appear in the stages below. You can also purchase a few permanent upgrades like the ability to carry more items at once, and suits of armor that can alter your stats and abilities. If you don't want to restart your run from the beginning, you can pay a small fee to instantly return to a later stage, though you'll be without any helpful gear you would have collected by starting over. Like most roguelites, Shovel Knight Dig is a very challenging game with a lot of trial and error. Fortunately, it's loaded with accessibility options, everything from adding a bunch of health, increasing your damage output, or slowing down the game altogether, so you can make things as easy or as difficult as you like. The game has a few secret objectives and an extremely challenging questline to unlock the entire run and reach the true ending, but no matter how you play, your practice makes progress, and eventually you'll reach the bottom one way or another. The original Shovel Knight looked like it ran on a slightly more powerful 8-bit NES. Dig's graphics are a sizable upgrade that slaps the original with a fresh 16-bit coat of paint. The game's co-developer, Nitrome, is known for their outstanding pixel art, and the colorful characters and lively animations here are really beautiful. Everything pops with a new level of detail, and it's great to see it applied to familiar faces from the series. Each level has its own distinct color palette, enemies look great, and special effects explode brightly all over the place. If we ever get a sequel to the original game, I'd be very happy to see it done in a similar style. And of course, every Shovel Knight game has a killer retro soundtrack, with rockin' chiptunes from the now legendary composer Jake Kaufman, and Dig is no exception. The music captures the aesthetic of every level, whether it be the bass-heavy rock beats of the Smeltworks, or the mysterious melody of the Magic Landfill. With as many times as you'll tackle each level, you'll always have some excellent tunes to accompany you. I consider the original Shovel Knight Treasure Trove to stand among the very best games of the last decade, and though I wouldn't go that far with Shovel Knight Dig, it did exceed my expectations as an excellent and worthy addition to an amazing franchise. It takes the fantastic platforming of the original game and ramps up the challenge with a need for speed and a lot of replay value. The story may be simpler than previous tales, but the charm is still there, and it's really great to see the lovable characters in a beautiful new 16-bit style. The colorful graphics set a nice precedent for what a true sequel to the series might look like, and it's no surprise that the soundtrack totally rocks. If you're in the mood for a challenging new roguelite or just need some more Shovel Knight in your life, I highly recommend taking the plunge and digging in. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and thank you to Yacht Club Games for providing me with a review copy of Shovel Knight Dig. If you liked what you saw here, you can support me simply by clicking the like button and subscribing to the channel. Once again, thank you for watching, stay positive, and have a wonderful rest of your day.